Hello and good afternoon. It's time for another Fast Facts and Features with me, the brand ambassador for ethical flooring, and I have Kevin back from a little vacay with his family last week. How was your vacation?
It was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we went to Osoyoos, which is one of my favorite places in the province. Been going there ever since I was a kid, really.
Ooh.
And I enjoy it every time. But we're back. There's always work to do. So we'll have to put that behind us and full steam ahead.
Well, there's an analogy there, Kevin. You know me, I'm the queen of analogies for people to understand things. You've been going there as a kid, and now you're
Mhm.
taking your children there, so there's longevity in there, there's a sense of purpose in there, there's a sense of memory making and appreciation for that. And that leads us on to when you put a renovation in place into your home, and the products that you choose will have longevity. Will have longevity. So we've been kind of batting around this whole renovation thing, and today, even timely, is the Bank of Canada. Those of you that are watching in Canada, and I'm sure in the United States that we do have followers in the United States and all around the world for that matter, Kevin. That the Bank of Canada put their rate up again another full percentage today. And that leads me to a little bit of history that people are going to stay put. It's time to, you know what? Yeah, I can't get a bigger mortgage, or it's not time for me to move. I'm not loving what I'm seeing in these four walls. It's time to renovate. So let's just, from a supplier conversation, how the consumer can support you on a great experience. Let's just dig into that for a little bit. What's your thoughts about, first of all, the Bank of Canada putting up their rate today, and how
Well,
that's going to affect you guys?
already I've had a few conversations with people of just one of our supplier reps was in here 20 minutes ago, and he
Hmm.
was sharing how much his variable rate mortgage has gone up already. That
Mm.
was previous to today's um, rate hike. So yeah, there's going to be certainly pressure on housing and just people's finances and altogether. You know, I have family members already considering a second job in order to pay for their increased mortgage
Mm.
rates. So um, it's going to be an interesting time. You know, you and I went through this, and a lot of people did in 2008, 2009. You know,
Hmm.
and probably some parallels, though it's very different in a lot of ways. Um, but you know, it's I just feel for people who have open rate mortgages right now, or just trying to survive, even if they're renting or whatnot. It's you know, everything is really expensive, and we're trying to even pivot our business to not lower quality, but say, for instance, Mirage, and I can't really do a full presentation on this yet, but we've just struck a deal with them to offer some of their more entry level hardwood floors.
Mm.
So still made in Quebec, still fantastic quality, just available at a little bit of a lower price. And we think there might be some more demand for that in the coming few months.
And I think the biggest difference between 2008, 2009, and today is the money wasn't there, or the crash that happened in 2008. There wasn't, say, supply chain issues. There
No,
wasn't. There was opportunity. The stores were stocked, and
mm-hmm.
shelves, you could go get whatever you wanted to get. Now, I remember a year ago, Kevin, and I'd love for you to update that, when we were talking to a couple of your suppliers, that there were sometimes 20 weeks, 24 weeks, 26 weeks waiting for product. Well, if I do my math, if I want to do a renovation and have my house look fabulous for family, because we can gather a little bit more now in November, December, I got to start thinking about that now. If I do the basic math, I got to start thinking about that now to get stuff underway. Is that still the case?
Yeah, Christmas in July, right? No, it's
Yeah.
you know, yes, you're right. It has been pretty bad, especially on the hardwood side last year. I'm happy to say that a lot of that, at least for our suppliers, has caught up. And
Oh,
you
that's
know,
good
I always
news.
use Mirage as our kind of key indicator because they're our number one brand and Canadian company. Most of their production dates are down to pre-pandemic levels in terms of speed. So we're super grateful for that. There are a few things like specialty products like exclusive grade rift and quarter white oak, beautiful floor. You're waiting a bit longer to get something like that these days. But we've been really fortunate, and I didn't know 2 years ago coming into this how important our supplier relationships were. I had a sense in many different ways, but I never had walked through a supply crunch or a supply chain issue with flooring suppliers before. It's just never been a thing, right? They usually have lots and they want to give it to you. They want you to buy it.
Yes. So when do you want it shipped? Tomorrow?
Yeah. So we put a lot of our relationships have been tested through this time and in a new way. And, I'm just so happy and proud of the people that we've chosen to work with and the intensity that they've worked behind the scenes to keep their supply going so that they can still supply us and that so we can still supply our clients. So, on a whole, as I look back over the last 2 years, there's been a few hiccups here and there, but, we've gotten through it a lot better than a lot of industries and even within the flooring industry, a lot of retailers as well. So, but that being said, it is never a bad thing to plan ahead, please.
Oh, yes.
Because, the world is open to you at that point. If you fall in love with this dream floor and it is 3 months out, it's good to have the time to wait for it. You don't want to settle. If anything, I've noticed in my years of doing this, whenever anybody's settled for a second pick or a third pick because their first pick wasn't available in what they thought was their time frame, they ended up regretting it. So I've done a lot of counseling to people over the years. Just wait. You will appreciate that you got your first choice. The rush and the frenzy now will be gone once this is all over, and you'll be happy that you chose the floor that you love.
Sage advice. So I think I'd like to leave it there today because that lends to another question that I'm going to pose to you to think about over this next week. Is we've now given ourselves the time. We've been smart. We have given ourselves the time, and I'd like to get into a little bit, and I know we've covered it very briefly, I think about a year ago. Well, now I'm going to stay put. Now I'm going to take a bigger renovation on, like I'm going to choose. It's not just say, put some flooring down and move on, or, paint the walls, move on to a new home. Is that Pandora's box. That when it's like, okay, we're going to spend, say, that $100,000 or $150,000 that we were going to use on a down payment or part of a down payment on a house, we're now going to put that back in. And now we're going to come to the walls and rip things out. And what can be found when we let Pandora out of the box in a renovation? And I can tell you a little hint. I had a home in the River Springs area in Coquitlam there for many years. And when we decided to renovate, and they had a drop ceiling and we wanted to, put that in, that was the cheaper way to do it there for a while. And we found 350 feet of extra wiring in our ceiling. They just kind of snuck it up there.
Yep.
Snuck it up there. So I'd like to have your words of wisdom in our next Fast Facts and Features, Kevin, about truly Pandora's box as it relates to the whole renovation. So how it affects the flooring.
I think that would be fun. We there's no secret that we are a big renovation company in terms of the floors that we do. Of course, we love new builds as well, but we're really specialists in renovations, and not everybody is, to be honest. So I mean, we've seen so many, and I've seen so many things, and I'm not a general contractor, so I don't have any skin in the game to try and sugarcoat what actually can happen. Right? I would, our whole approach is eyes wide open. This is the reality, and I think that would be fun to talk, because it's, I hear the same refrain from almost everybody when they talk about their full renovation they've done. They go, wow, it was X percent more than we had budgeted. And it's always more, it's never less. And, you know, that's a reality that a lot of people don't know until they've actually started opening up the box, like you said.
And I'm sure, I know when I was a project manager walking into some builds, when they've, you know, taken it down to the studs or looking around, there was just like that, you know, there's that, oh my gosh, I can't believe that's how the original builder built this. And now we're going back and fixing to make Pandora happy. So I think that's going to be a great conversation for next Wednesday on the 20th, as we let Pandora out of the box and we get real with her. Okay.
I love getting real, even if it gets me in trouble. I'll still tell you the truth. So
awesome. Thank you so much, Kevin. I know you're a busy man, back getting caught up after your week's vacation. And we will see you all next week on July 20th at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for another edition of Fast Facts and Features.
sounds good. Thanks, Jeanette.